Hello, this is Anne-Marie, and you are listening to Tarot Joy at Achieve Internet Holistic Spiritual and YouTube Live Radio TV. And you can watch it from the link that is posted or on Facebook on my page, on Tarot Joy page, or you can watch it right here on the Studio A, where you can bring in your questions and call in to the number 602-666-6027. And of course, always there will be an ability to listen to the show and watch it live afterwards when you have more time. Okay, today's guest and I always say, what would you do if you could go back in time and wade through the ocean or sail on a ship to an island and get prophecy on your life journey? Well, today's lyrical oracle and artistic poet is Queen, and I am not going to, I have called her Queen Opulence, but she also goes by, and Queen, are you there?
I am here. How are you today?
There she is. I'm doing fine. Pronounce your name.
Well, I am known as Queen Mother Goddess Opulence Ra Enter. And that would take you back in time with the Ra and the Enter for sure, and Opulence as well.
And tell me about that time. What connection do you have with that period of time? Tell me about that.
It's a strong connection for sure. My birth name had Ra in it. Actually, the beginning of my birth name was R.A., without saying what it was. And as time went on, I connected with, in the middle phases of my present lifespan, with some Kemetic priests. And they were a part or the creators of, the recreators of the church and the House of Ra. And I knew that I belonged there. I was very much, at that time, I was the only feminine womb being that actually had access to the temple. They had other, wives and girlfriends and lovers, and many of them. And but I had keys. I had the the keys to the door, and from there regrew, helped me to remember my connection to that part of time, which Kemet is Egypt.
Oh, that's very cool. Well, you are a powerful woman, and I invite all wise spirits and old souls and women of wisdom to come today to join us. And one of the things I'd like to ask you is, what is your latest artistic projects? I know that you work with children. Are you still working with children as you used to, or what is your mission these days?
Oh, it's multifaceted. I just did a class at the Montgomery Museum of Fine Art with some children. Actually, the children range from age 2 to 65, at least, maybe even a little bit older. I was
Did you say 2 to 65? 2 to 65?
Yes. It was a class that was for they have a festival called the Flint Festival, and it's a children's festival. And they have children come and do drawings with clay on the sidewalk. And I was one of the teachers, one of the 4 teachers selected to teach. And my students range from 2 to 65. And it was most invigorating and most exciting for me to watch the progress, because you have so many people coming at you, like they were there 10, 15, 20 minutes. A few stayed a little longer. And to be able to transmit to them what I wanted them to have and for them to be able to receive it. That was so magical for me to see the wide array of ages to receive it, and it was a blessing. So yes, I still do that from time to time. I had a wonderful experience working with those who are called mentally challenged. As you know, I'm sure, that those who are called mentally challenged, like schizophrenic, bipolar, that kind of thing, are often very much into the metaphysical realms. They live on other planets and just have difficulty balancing themselves on the earth plane. And there is a woman that has a place where she calls in her desk, about 5-6 miles from me. And for quite a few years, at least 2 years, she had been suggesting that she would have me, come there. Well, I was going through some challenging times, and it was just really deep how it finally opened up. I would see her at the grocery store, at the dollar store, whatever. And, it was just like continually I was seeing her, and finally it happened. And when I stepped into to teach them, it was so magical. It was so powerful. And as much as they needed me to know who they were and to acknowledge them and feel them and be one of them, traveling on those other realms, traveling to the past, as you spoke, being able to travel into other dimensions and such, and to watch them just suck up the energy again and to experience their brilliance. There was one who is standing out right now. I think he was part of those who had been in the military, and he was very much involved for the few sessions that I was in. He came faithfully every time. And I watched him grow, and I took time after the last class that I taught there and spent time with him afterwards. And he told me some of the things he had been doing. He was very much a leader in this community. And he told me about his desire to do feng shui. He had told me that before. I passed a book to him. And he also told me he was a shaman. Well, of course, I could relate to that. And he had made an earring in the class that was so awesome. It was so awesome. I came home and figured out how he did it. I still haven't received that information. It was just so way cool. Something I hadn't not perceived. And so that's been part of my teaching. And also, I've become very much intrigued by it's called Tantra, but I don't know that I want to call it Tantra, but learning of the sensuality and focusing and practicing the sensuality of the goddesses, some of the goddesses, because we have warrior goddesses, we have various kind of goddesses, but really focusing on the womb being, the feminine, the gracefulness, the sensuality, the understanding of the power of us as womb beings and our sensuality and how to use it, and to begin to impart this to others who are willing to learn, because it is one of the many arts that are available to us.
Do you think that powerful women intimidate? Do you think being the goddess and being a powerful woman sometimes is intimidating to some?
Without a doubt. But when you acquire that reawakening of yourself, it doesn't matter, because number one, you are able to hone into your connection to the highest power, and I'll call her our divine mother, and harness that energy. So you have that connection, which is the ultimate reality, and you learn how to. And it can be challenging. It can feel a little lonely until you break that pattern, but you you realize that through your ability as a creatress, you can create for you and bring to you those who can appreciate you and not be intimidated by you, such as the children, such as those I went to be with who are outcasts in the society, but who are really, really very special beings. And perhaps even those who consider themselves normal will eventually, be in your company. But if not,
well,
so.
I think that it is, one of the things I've noticed that this world is so full of women. And I was talking about this with someone else. I mean, I don't know what you think of Hillary Clinton or what you think of women politicians or, the people that in every country there are goddesses or women that are leading countries, many of them. And yet America seems to stay in in this paranoia. And it's even worse with women on women, meaning that women are for being the goddess, but so many women beat up on other women as bitches or as trying to be men. And yet, you and I come from a generation of the bra burners and the people that were struggling to try to be powerful. Why is it that women are wanting to be goddesses, but so many women are against other women?
Part of the programming and conditioning that is perpetuated within the society. Within this, you spoke of America. That's part of the programming. And that's part of, as you evolve and you resolve that you will be a goddess of loving your sisters, then you will. And you will learn how to overcome that. And recognize there are some, as you said, some who just aren't going to appreciate you, aren't going to respect you, aren't going to honor you, but to bring to you those who will. And it may only be a few. It may only be a handful. But that's all. That's right. But to have a true sister, that's a blessing. And it is really rare. I'm almost tearing up. I'm speaking of it because I've known the jealousy, I've known the envy, I've known the backbiting and all of that. And it's not pleasant. So sometimes, perhaps we have to go through that so that we will not do it to others. To really remember. I would like to say that I didn't deserve it, and I didn't, honestly, but I remember what it felt like. And so rather than to put myself in that position to do it to someone else, just to walk away from them and let them be where they are. Because we are on different planes. And planes, like the airplane, you can think of it so they can understand what I'm saying. We are on different planes. We are flying on different altitudes and moving on different altitudes. And sometimes, you got to fly solo.
And often we have to fly solo. And I think that maybe that's part of being strong also, is realizing that we've come from a time when women were all that they had for each other because men were not there always to be able to deal with emotions and things like that. But I think now that women have become more centered on being achievement and accessing into their inner warrior, there's a sense that even women, I think, are a little confused about what they are supposed to be and where they're supposed to be with other women. And I think that a lot of times we feel alone. And it's not just men that are feeling cut off. I think women feel cut off from women. And I think that there is a lot of beauty and power in rooting for women and the goddess in women. But you know what? Today is our day to honor the third eye intuition of the femininity. And please know that men can have that third eye as well. We're not saying to men that they do not, that we are exceptional above men. But I would like to start with, if it's all right, Anita from Michigan. And I want to invite anybody that wants to please, again, call in to 602-666-6027. And then be sure to click *5, and you will get right in the phone mode, and we'll hear from you. So let's take our goddess and our oracle, a lyrical oracle, and we're going to give her a chance to read for you. Anita from Michigan, what can I do for you? Hi,
Anne-Marie, and your guest. I was just on the computer reading all the information when you had
yes,
queen. My call.
She
queen.
Is our queen. Just say queen.
She's queen. Queen. Okay. So I'm pondering many avenues of taking on healthcare. I went from Michigan to Arizona to face some fears and to see what was left here for me. I'm in Arizona, and I want to go back to Michigan to see family, my class reunion, things like that. I don't know if my thought process is clear.
Why don't we just connect? Let us connect on you first, Anita, and then we'll go into specifics. How about that, Queen?
Okay.
If she were to come on the island where you are living by yourself with her question and her energy, what would you tell her?
That she should visualize her home to be the way that she wants it to be. I'm going to even say make a vision board. Take some clippings out of magazines and put them on paper, cardboard, and visualize them and the way, arrange them kind of the way you want it to be, furniture, that kind of thing, landscape. And I feel like Arizona is a good place for you. It feels like you will put roots down there. It also feels like there's a lot of worry from where you left. Wherever you're going back, you said you wanted to go back to visit. It feels like there's a lot of worry around there. You feel like you have a green thumb. You feel like you're creating. I also feel music around you, a lot of music around you, that you're very musically inclined. Now, this could be listening to music and helping to raise up your spirit. But I also see that definitely that green thumb is very, very strong within you. I'm also seeing a crochet hook in your hand, and I'm seeing you weaving in terms of crocheting. And this is going to be a form of therapy for you in terms of when you begin to worry, because I feel like you have a tendency to worry, and you need to put more energy upon yourself, opposed to the people that you left behind, because they will be taken care of. And you need to focus on your home and making it the way that you want it to be. And that is what I would say to you.
You had a question about health care, was that correct?
Yes.
And what specifically were you asking about health care?
I'm just starting connecting with professionals.
Are you talking about holistic health care?
I'm talking about holistic and I had a brain injury, a neck injury, a spine injury about 6 years ago, and I've been working on that since. And so I go through the doctor portion, and then I have that holistic portion where I'm kind of like, get me off this medication. Let's go to the source of the problem and help me find it and fix it. So I'm kind of doing both. And right now I'm trying to get off the medications, titrate with my doctor's approval, titrating down. And there's like a neuropsychologist that's going to be coming in. I actually wanted to work with the Arizona Brain Injury Alliance with the doctors. They set me up with everything is, I have to get all my medical records. And that's where I go into post-traumatic stress, thinking about the whole stuff.
Are you in a lot of pain?
I am. I am in it.
So it's even tougher. It's even tougher for you to get off those drugs than when you know that you're in that much pain. Correct?
Right. And I was telling somebody today. I said, well, hopefully my dopamine and my the opiates that are already created in my body that God had given me, hopefully they'll kick back in after I'm getting off this other medication and going more holistically.
Right.
Hopefully there's a chance on that.
I was going to give her a quick little reading here, and then I'll hand it over to you. There's two things that come up on your reading, sweetie. The first one, it says, is empowerment. And this is the card that comes up, and it says empowerment. And when you put it in front of the camera, obviously the word empowerment is backwards. This is a Amy Zerner read. And it says, I recognize and appreciate all that inspires me to feel empowered, which goes along with what you said, is that you're trying to kind of center and balance yourself and find ways to go holistic as well and get off some of those drugs. The other thing is says once you're there, it says you have to learn to trust in your ability to improve your circumstances. So once you get off the drugs and once you get into a holistic sense, because I believe that you have to combine holistic with traditional medicine to get that spirit, body, and mind healing that we all need for like cancer or pain or things like that. But understanding that once you're there and you get off that completely traditional medicine thing, you have to trust in your ability to make it work. Because I'm of the belief that we can heal ourselves a lot of time, and if we begin to doubt whatsoever that something is not going to work, it won't. And I know here on Achieve TV, have you tried some of the ion stuff that they have been selling at all? That they channel, and have you tried any of that?
No, I haven't, and it was brought up to me by a couple people actually. I can't remember, the RDA drops.
Yes.
And they even said, well, we're going to give you, a free bottle, and, and one person said, I'll give you a free bottle for 3 months, and I'm, but I didn't go into that.
Maybe now's the time.
Scattered.
Maybe now's the time to try it. Yeah. Okay, Queen, what did you want to say?
Also, I wondered about a relationship I'm in, if that's any possible that pops in. I would have to look and
just let Queen have you for just a second here. Okay,
in
Queen.
terms of your, what I was getting, because I didn't even hear you, it broke up or something. I didn't hear you say anything about your health, but I truly know that you need to be dealing with herbs. You need to be growing herbs. And what Anne-Marie was saying about knowing that you're going to be well, that is crucial. And when you make your vision board, if you have any pictures of yourself when you were in a condition that you would consider healthy, and if not, that's all right. But envision yourself healthy, envision yourself whole, speak to yourself, and your atoms and your body. Speak to it. The power of words are very crucial. And the music, there's music. There are certain notes that touch certain parts of your body.
Sure.
And seek it out.
Mm-hmm.
Seek it out. Notice when you're listening to certain music. For some reason, I'm getting this symphonic music. When you're listening to certain music, and particularly the harp and the flute, you're going to find a healing that's going to be going through your body in a special kind of way. I'm going to give you back to Anne-Marie now.
I was going to add something to your flute music. I'm going to tell you this. My studio is in a house of questionable reputation in the past. There was molestation in it when it was before me. I became quite concerned about having my spiritual work in that house because I lived across the street, and the reason I purchased that studio was because that house was because I no longer wanted to be victim of having neighbors that would hang their engines from trees or having any kind of child abuse and things like that. So I purchased that studio 10 years ago. I have played flute music nonstop on an iPod, and it's just this lilting flute melody that plays over and over and over and over again. And do you know that when people walk into my studio, they are overwhelmed with the peace that they feel in that studio now? So I would recommend listening to an iPod and listening to some kind of very peaceful, healing music that, and it doesn't have to be real elaborate. Something that has those notes like Queen was talking about that really register to you, and I believe that they act as just as good as any hospital equipment that stirs up vibrations in you, and I think that can help. But I know that you had a relationship question, but I'm going to let you go for now because we have 28 minutes. And next time, Anita, call in immediately with your relationship question instead of your medical question, okay?
Okay, yeah, I'm deciding to go in a week or two to Michigan and this relationship thing, and that's probably what I should have brought up first.
But you know what, honey? It's okay.
Does it look okay?
I think if I look real quick in one word, what it says about relationships, it says practice what you preach and have faith. Before you get involved with anyone, remember, we pull into our life who we are. And if you're feeling screwed up and needed healing, the last thing you need is another relationship right now to mess you up more, because everything you bring into your life should be about healing, not about getting yourself screwed up with a relationship. And so therefore, perhaps it's time to concentrate on faith and being in faith in your own self and loving yourself and making sure that you practice what you preach. If you need medicine, try the medicine of self-love, and don't drag in a relationship right now that may not be necessarily good for you. And if it's been in your life and it's feeling it all negative, remember your condition of unhealth could be a result of negative relationship patterns. Okay?
I agree with you, Em.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Okay, Anita from Michigan, we're going to let you go and go to our In Quick room, and then we'll go to Leslie from Washington. But first we'll go to, yes, Jeannie, this is a live show. We are going to, or no, she was going from another show previously, but yes, anybody and everybody watching the show, this is not a recording. We are live YouTube TV. And this is from California, and her name is Melissa. And she says, hi, Anne-Marie and Queen. Hope you are well today. Wondering if you can look at chances for finding a job or work soon in the next couple of months. Any info would be great. Many blessings. Well, understanding that Queen can read more for you on the condition of your soul right now and how that relates to bringing in a job, almost more than being able to tell you whether you will get a job. Is that correct, Queen?
Well, things change moment by moment. So that's one of the things that people need to be aware of when they get a message, because things change. You could change your mind, change location, alter the possibility of a job. But I do feel that a job is going to open up for you, that the path is open for you to get a job within the next few months, and that you are like a lotus flower at this time, and the petals are open pretty wide. So the path is pretty clear for you to get a job. Now, the thing about it is that in order to get a job that is going to make you happy and bring you luxury, do not settle. Know what it is that you're going after, so that it will have the power, the whole power of the universe with you. And I see a door opening for you that you will walk through. I know you're tired. You've been looking. It's been a long journey. But I see a job opening for you that is going to be there for you for a long time to come, that you will be able to have money in your pocket in excess money.
Oh, that's good news. And I show at this particular time to understand that much of your failure to be able to get jobs in the past may have been because of your insecurity or a sense that you were not confident in interviews. I'm also shown that you lost your nerve when a couple of them fell through. So understand, like Queen said, that you are, I feel also that this is a good time for you. But most of all, understand that my feeling about job interviews is the same as I feel about going into a room where you don't know people, like at a party or at a fair, Queen, where you're facing many people that you don't know. I always say, find somebody that you truly admire and channel them. For me, it's Oprah Winfrey. I always find that when I'm in a room of people that I don't know, I always say, how would Oprah handle this? And I always know that a lot of the response that you get from people at jobs or people around you is how you project your energy. So remember, one thing it says, like if you're at a party, never sit on the outskirts. Always force yourself to sit on the inside, close to where the action is. Because as soon as you sit on the outskirts, and I mean this at the cafeteria at work too, or at your favorite spiritual group or anything, as soon as you sit on the outskirts, you become invisible. So if at all possible, remember, channel your favorite actress or speaker or, whatever. And by channel, I mean, how would they do it? And you can be who you are, but kind of follow the script as if you were watching them do the interview. The other thing is, remember, never sit on the outskirts of anything. If you're at a party or if you're at a job interview or if you're at a spiritual group, make sure to be in the center or towards the front, because as soon as you project yourself in the back or way on the outskirts, you do become invisible. And that's nowhere to be. You don't want that. That just encourages more failure. And what I show is concentrate on that. People will be more receptive, and your self-confidence, and this shows receptive, your receptive energy will be amazing as soon as you pick up how to channel and be more confident and not sitting on the outskirts like a wallflower. Okay, that's what I have. All
and
right. What's that?
Expect a miracle.
Expect a miracle. That is right. So if we look at back in our room, we have Leslie from Washington. Hey, Leslie, did we take you yet?
Hi. No.
Hi.
Hi, Anne-Marie.
Oh, hi.
Yeah.
Hi, Leslie. And Queen, and you have a question for Queen?
Yes. I talked to you a couple months ago. I had moved to a new area and looking for work. It's been kind of on and off because I went back to where I moved from and tying up loose ends, and that helped my frame of mind a lot, actually.
Okay.
So I'm getting back in gear for looking for work and wondering if you can look at, and I had a sort of a serious interview. It was actually 2 interviews, and then the 3rd interview, I didn't get it, but I wasn't as sure about the company. I mean, I kind of wanted to get it just to have a good job, but it was like I didn't have enough information. It seemed more limited than I realized at first, so I was okay with that.
Okay.
But wondering if there's something, a traditional job, or is it better to do contract work and work on my skills? You know, is there something more in line with what I really want in the near term rather than the longer term that I could work toward or find? And I remember that you had August when I talked to you a couple months ago.
Okay. I'm going to first turn you over to our guest, Queen. And Queen, I'm going to have you, where is her energy right now from the feel of her? And what seems to be the feeling that you get from this?
When she came in, almost right off the bat, I got that she should be thinking self-employment, and that could have something to do with her contract work. But also she should be adding to her skills. But I also got that she has the capacity to work with children, and children, like in terms of tutoring, to bring in extra money so that she doesn't feel so the word needy is coming to me. She feels like someone that doesn't want to be stationed in one particular location, even though she's saying she does. It feels like she wants to be able to move around. And by restructuring her resume and opening up to other types of possibilities, such as things that would offer travel, and I don't know why I'm getting a travel agent, things that would offer travel to her, that would give her more flexibility. She is very much into feeding her mind, and again I say nurturing the young. And she also might even help with the elderly in terms of reading to them, but she would be able to make some kind of income. I also see her having the capacity to write. So she may do some blogs that would get her known for some of the things that she's interested in. I also know that she has the capacity to heal, and this is another way of generating income, being able to, laying on of hands, like massages, therapeutic kind of thing. So I'm leaning toward, from what I'm feeling for her, to begin to think of adding to her resume and thinking more self-employment and flexibility opposed to getting locked into a stationary position. That's what I feel for her.
Have you redone your resume lately?
I have a couple different versions, but I think she's really right on in terms of the things that I'm working on longer term. I really would like to take healing classes, and I know I have some natural healing abilities and also writing, and I'm on the back burner have some creative stuff going on. She's definitely right on with that. Yep. So,
okay, because what I have shows that you have healing would then go well with the word receptive. because your word says that you are very open in your heart and mind to receiving the blessings that you deserve. But not only that, your receptiveness would be excellent in healing holistically, because anybody that's receptive can get to the source of pain or the source of healing and fast. So you have that ability, as Queen said. The other thing I see is that you're basically a very grateful person. You're very grateful and appreciative, and I think that that's a charm about you that people like. You're very likable. The other thing I see is that once you've got the gratitude and once you've got the reception that you want, boy, are you motivated. It says you can be extremely I would say financially successful in the future, between being someone that's receptive, being someone that influences people and picks up energy really fast. I show that when you get a job, and by the way, I did look, it says August, September. There seems to be something that's amazing in line for you, but I believe that you will find, just like Queen said, some very good income in those blessings that you have. Okay.
Wonderful. Okay, that's great validation, too.
Do you like to prepare food? Because while Anne-Marie was speaking, I also got another way for you to use your energy and to help you to generate income is in food preparation. More, yes, more, natural, raw, vegan. But I could see you at the stove stirring the pot and preparing food that would be very, very, very delicious.
Well, that's an area I used to like and would like to expand more and learn more natural cooking and vegetarian, all that.
Maybe that's also part of being able to work with holistic vitamins or holistic herbs that would be able to be part of healing, too, is that the combination of being able to combine, like I say, there are so many women out there that are hormonally going nuts, and right now there's a huge need for people that can help women in hormonal stress or in healing them to get their chemistry back in line and all that stuff, and there's so all of that stuff is open for you. It's all, I think August, September looks good for you. Okay,
great. Well, thank you so much. I really appreciate it.
Okay. So we will.
Both of you. Thank you.
Okay. Bye-bye, and thank you for stopping by. And again, today we have. We have Queen, the Jazz Queen. We have the wonderful Oracle of the Island Prophecy. And I'm going to start with Renee from Pennsylvania. Let me see if we have someone else. We have Big B. Big B is located in the Midwest, and it says, anything you're getting for me? And I guess that would be a very broad question, but Big B is from the Midwest, and anything you getting for Big B?
Well, I see exercise for Big B, maybe because of the name. I see exercise is important. I see, walking, working on grooming.
Work on grooming yourself, Big B.
I question whether I should say it or not, but it came where there's something. There's something there that needs to be, and grooming can be, refinement in a lot of different areas. But I'm also seeing grass. Grooming is important. It's important for you to step into that aspect of life. And I also see house painting. So this has to do with the exterior and interior of your home. There's letters you need to write. there's letters you need to write. Someone, it's a mother. This someone you need to reconnect with. Now, I don't know if your mother's in spirit or not. I don't know, but I know that you need to connect with your mother. And this is going to help to uplift your heart and your lighten your load, because you have a heavy heart right now, and it's because of things of the past that you're holding on to, and this letter will help to lift you up and lighten your load. And the grooming, it's going to make you feel better about yourself. It's going to make you, and the grooming make you feel better about yourself too. So that's what I have to say to you.
I would add to that, besides combing your hair, Big B, wash your face. It says, focus. Focus. Your reading says focus more. You have to focus your logical mind, because you are responsible for making especially if you are into a business where you have to make effective business decisions, or even if those effective business decisions are all about your normal life. It says try to keep more focused. The other thing it says is, remember, you need to be open in your heart and mind in being able to not shut people away or push people away. You deserve to have people be close to you, but people deserve to have you try to understand them a little more. So between your needing to focus a little more so that you can make better, effective decisions in your life, and being able to be a little more receptive to people than you've been. It says also understand that when you start to A, worry about your grooming, B, look at focusing more on your abilities at work, and also being more receptive and warm to people instead of shutting yourself away, that's going to make you feel twice as ambitious, because you'll not find yourself procrastinating so much about being negative. And the last thing I say is relax. Just relax. It's okay, Big B. It's okay. Just relax. All right. We're going to go to Renee from Pennsylvania. Hello,
Hi,
Renee.
Anne-Marie. Hi, Queen. Good show.
Hi.
And I got a lot of the information from Leslie. I want to start working for myself. I probably work for somebody once in a while, but work for myself maybe more towards the end of the year. Okay. What do you sense you're picking up?
Queen, you want that? Does she look like she'll be working for herself?
She will be. And that's part of your affirmation. I will work for myself. I am working for myself. Even in this question, in you being here now, you are pulling pieces in that will allow you to work for yourself in a more tangible way. I feel whatever you're doing is going to have something to do with dealing with the wounding. It's going to have something to do with beauty. It's going to have something to do with, I see clothing. I see, I also see art. So it's going to be done in a very artful, very elegant, very feminine way. I see stones around you. I see stones being a part of what you're doing. I feel scents, dollars and cents. That's in parentheses, but I see scents, fragrances. I see you blending these fragrances. Now, tell me, does this make any sense to you before I go any further?
Yes, it does. Very much so.
We have only a few minutes left, Queen, so we're on kind of a lightning rod of readings here. So I'm just going to add a quick one, and then we're going to try to finish our last two before the show ends here, okay? Is that okay, Queen? Okay. So, So what I show is, do you hate politics? Do you hate work politics?
The way it's run, I think I can do a better job.
Because it shows that one of the things that you find yourself doing is distancing from people in the workforce. And that there's a sense that sometimes the opportunities that you know you're capable of, you get so lost in that feeling of being alone in a crowd, or feeling that people are shutting you out when you try to respect them but don't feel like you're getting that respect back. That can be a lot to do with why you feel as if you're on the outside looking in at jobs. And why, because you do feel like you're on the outside looking in, that you feel as if people do not give you the opportunities that you know fully you deserve. So your reading says, in all honesty, the greatest problem is you need to relax. And I know that sounds like a repeat of my last reading, but it says you have exceptional skills. And I think you absolutely would be perfect for your own job, because I believe that people that do not work well with work politics are exceptional at being their own bosses. But also it says, if you are in a situation where you are around people in the workforce, remember to let go of your hyper self-awareness and try to focus more on the middle of their nose when you talk to them. Try to get into their head, and instead of seeing, I feel as if they are analyzing me, I wonder how they are thinking of me, instead get into their head as if you are looking out of their eyes, looking back at you with their desire to communicate. Quit focusing on yourself. So while you're in your work element, so that you don't feel like you're on the outside looking in, try to relax and focus with your third eye from their head into, and as if you are them speaking to you. That will take the attention off of how do they think of me, how do I feel about the way they're speaking to me, and it'll help you to relax. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I never thought of it that way.
So what I'm saying is that I believe you have the talents and gifts, girl, to be able to, and the fact that I do see you are not especially fond of work politics is also a very good reason why you'd be excellent at your own job. Just understand this, and I am an entrepreneur as well, that it can be equally as lonely working from home when you look outside and see a beautiful summer day go by and know that you have to be your own boss and you have to crack down on yourself and stay to a schedule. You can't run away from that schedule. And I feel that as long as you know that, you're gonna rock. You're gonna do great.
Thank you very much. Both of you have a blessed week and enjoy the summer and keep cool.
Okay, thank you. And we're going to go to, did we do Renee from Pennsylvania? Or no, that we did Renee. Lana from Washington, but we also need to go quick into, oh my goodness, we have 2 minutes and 28 seconds. Lana and Jen, I'm afraid that I will have to end here. We just will not have enough time to read for you. But I do want to thank very much, Queen, for you being on the show and helping us to find where our soul energy is. And I want to say, Jen from Maine, whose question was, hi, Queen. Hi, Anne-Marie. Would love a reading on my soul energy. If you could say what her soul energy is in one word, what would you say it is?
Powerful.
Powerful. And Jen, what I come up with is motivated. So between being powerful and motivated, Miss Jen, you can't go wrong in career and just expand that soul into powerful motivation. Queen, I love you, and thank you so much for being with us today.
My pleasure, as always. Look forward to returning to be with you. Thank you for having me.
And where can people read about you and reach you, honey?
They can look for me on Facebook.
All right. And I will put your Facebook link on to our show, and anybody that wants to listen to the show afterwards, please go to the Achieve Internet page and type in Tarot Joy, which is the name of the show, and Queen's Show will be there. Thank you. If you want to reach me for a private reading, go to thecallingoflight.com. thecallingoflight.com. Take care. See you next week with the Brass Ovary, Adrienne Austin, and myself. And that's going to be also a wonderful show on YouTube, live, Achieve TV.